What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the HSR. If you're new, welcome to the channel. You guys haven't heard that in a while. I have been MIA for probably a month on the channel. One, I've just been so busy, guys. Two, man, I don't know what the last 3 months has been, but I have not been motivated. But I think I am motivated now to do it. Things have slowed down a little bit, but we got a busy week next week, so it's giving me some motivation to pump some videos out for you guys. To kind of explain what we got going on this coming week, we got to go semen check the bulls. Bull turnout was supposed to be today, but it's going to be Monday. We'll do a September 5th turnout. Well, I guess expected calving date. We're going to gather the fall calves and cows. We're going to work the calves. We're going to deworm the cows. We just have a lot going on, guys, so I thought it would be good to, for the first video back, kind of give you guys an update on everything. So what we're going to do now is to get to the pasture where the spring cows are at. They're still on pasture. It's too muddy to get my pickup in there with some feed. So I got some square bales of alfalfa I'm going to give them. So we'll jot over to the spring cows, and then we'll run to the fall cows, give you guys a little tour of them, show you guys how those calves are growing. They are absolutely getting massive, guys, them Charolais cross calves. So stay tuned for that. So let's head to the spring cows, go to the fall cows, and I'll show you guys the corral. We love a good rain here in the middle of November. Here's my leader right here, hole 18.
Alright, y'all, if you look closely, you can see I'm using the string from the other bale to pop the string. You just wrap it around and shimmy it back and forth. It works really good to pop string if you forget your pocket knife, like I did. Ranch on.
Alright, y'all, so you can see I just gave these girls some alfalfa, some square, and you can see it. Guys, this is 5th cutting. I hope my camera's not too blurry from the rain. But I got these bales from a neighbor. I got 40 of them, I think, just for times like this. Normally I wouldn't give them any alfalfa, but this is kind of like the first cold rain, so to speak. So I figured it would be, you know, nice for them to do it. There's 17 head out here. We preg checked them last week. There was one open first calf heifer last year, which that's the hardest time to breed them back. And so I was pleased with how we bred up. A lot of them are really heavy bred, so February 1 we should start calving these girls. And so basically, guys, I gave them, they're 50-pound bales, so I gave them 100 pounds of alfalfa, 17 head. I don't want to do the math, but what is it like? Let's just do the math real quick. Jeez, I don't even know. 100 pounds divided by 17, they're getting about 6 pounds each. And this is good quality stuff, so we'll say 8 pounds each. But guys, this is a really, really calm herd. I'm actually really happy with these girls. There's, you know, a couple small ones. That's a heifer. She was a heifer last year. Same with this one, and then the one back there. But guys, really sound herd. They're all going to be bred to Charolais Jefferson bull. He's like an 88-pound birth weight, so it's going to be a little bit of a bigger calf. I'm hoping these girls can handle him. We will find out. But just red and black here, guys. Eventually I like to go to an all red herd, but kind of all I have right now is red and black. So let's check their water tank real quick, and then we'll head to this fall herd. Got mineral. I have a Cobet water, guys. These are legit. It's a 10-gallon tank in there, and it's been My tire's losing air. I had to air it up this morning and I can hear it. I better head back to the fall pasture from closer to home. But anyways, guys, they all look good. They're kind of the rough herd. I want to really try to make these girls work for me. And so, you know, I know some of you guys in the comments are probably like, well, why'd you feed them $9 alfalfa square bales? Well, it's like, it was $18 worth of alfalfa. Their 17 had $1.07 each. Like, that's not bad. I haven't fed them since March. These girls I turned out on pasture March 12th, I believe. Start grazing with their calf, and because we have a draw that gives us really, really good grass early spring. So these girls haven't been fed since March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, you know, 8.5 months. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, y'all, here's some of the fall cows. As you can see, it's an absolute muddy mess here with our little portable feeder. Guys, I really like this feeder. If you can see, there's a little bit of waste on the bottom, but there was 3 full bales in here. And really, there's not a lot of wastage. You know, you see a little bit around the top where it comes down. But anyways, guys, here's the fall cows. There's a few here. We'll walk over here to all these girls. These girls, you know, coming into fall, winter, need a little more care because we're calving. They're gonna need fed a little bit better. There's a nice little pair. And so as my spring herd hits the fall and the winter, they don't need as much care. My fall cows need more of my attention. So that's why I like having a spring and fall. One, you know, there's 50 head out here, about not 20 over there, we'll just say 20. I only need 2 bulls. You know, if you were to have 75 head, you're gonna need 3 bulls. So my 2 bulls can maximize my cows even better. So these girls get a half a bale alfalfa unrolled every single day. And what that means is they're getting about right at 11 pounds of alfalfa per cow per day. And then they just get as much sedan bales as they can get. Guys, feed is cheap this year. And so I'm just gonna keep feeding these cows. I wanna keep them in really good condition, keep them milking good, get these calves as big as possible before we get our first snowstorm. So anyways, that's kind of our fall cows. They're all bred to Larson bulls. Let's see here. Last year we had Bar S bulls out of Russell, Kansas, and Larson bulls. This year they'll be Hubert bulls and Larson bull. That's what we have. We're renting a Hubert bull from one of my buddies. So anyways, as you guys can tell, they're all laying down. They're full. I love seeing this in my fall cows, guys. It means their stomachs are full. The calves are all laying down. They're full too. They're not aggressively trying to get milk. We're keeping these cows really full, and you can see we still have green grass coming up a little bit, and it's like the 21st of November. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 26. I feel old. But anyways, I'll quit jabbering a little bit and we'll show you guys some of these cows. All right, guys, so there's actually 44 pair in here. There's 3 black calves because we bought some heavy breds at the beginning of this fall, and they were either bred to black or red, and we got, sorry, black or Charolais. 7 of them are Char, 3 are black. So guys, this, look at her poop. Look at that. I know it's kind of gross for some people, but that is what we look for, guys. If their poop is that loose, they're probably getting a little too much protein. But guys, that's what we want. We want these calves to grow. Feed is cheap this year, so it makes sense to feed them good and get these calves to the top of the market, top of the weight, because as you guys know, guys, the market is insane right now. We're hoping it holds once I open the border, but only time will tell. You know, we have a few calves that are a little snotty, but given the conditions, it's been raining probably for the last 16 hours. You're probably gonna have a little of that. I don't think anything's sick, but like I said, next Sunday, today is, what is today? Friday, I think. So in like 10 days, we're gonna be working these calves. We'll knife cut the bull calves to make them steers, give them 2 shots. We'll run the cows through the new corral system I built, and they will get dewormed. It should work good. But anyways, guys, these calves are flat out growing. You can see this calf really surprised me. I think this one's mom has a little red Angus in her. Her mom is a full black Angus cow to a Charolais bull, and it's an absolute red calf. It makes no sense. Not even a black nose, nothing. Usually with black Angus cows, with a Charolais bull, you're gonna get a white calf. You might get some markings here and there, but they're gonna have a black nose to signify the black Angus, because the white is a dominant trait. You know, in red cows, you're gonna get kind of, well, here, this one has a red Angus mom. You see the nose is a little pink, and they're gonna be more creamish color. One thing I wanted to mention as well, and I know I'm talking a lot, guys, but I gotta update you guys back to where we're at for the cow herd and kind of what's been going on the last really month and a half. Is we're gonna turn our cows out on triticale, and I'll pop up a little clip of that right here. And what we're gonna do with that trit is we're gonna graze these cows for probably 45 days and probably 2 weeks. This rain's gonna be huge for it to grow. Here in probably 2 weeks, we'll turn them out on there. Hopefully have them out there for about 45 days. We don't wanna stomp it all the way into the ground, but we wanna be able to graze it, and these cows are gonna cycle like crazy. We're gonna have the bulls in there, hopefully get everybody pregnant. But it's a cheaper source of feed, guys. We're gonna put sedan bales out. No alfalfa bales will be unrolled, and all that will happen is they'll go out there and graze that triticale. And then our goal for the April, when we wean these calves, is to wean them, potentially keep ownership of these calves and not sell them to the sale barn right away. We'll wean them in my corral and turn them out on triticale and let them graze that till, you know, it heads out, and then we can either bale it or just let them graze it off. And doing it that way, guys, we might be able to have 700-800 pound calves on really cheap forage, because running these cows on that triticale for a month or 2 is going to bring the price of that down. And then when you graze them calves, that's really cheap gain when they're gaining 2 pounds a day. Here's a nice little pair. So this is a pair that we actually bought. This is one of the older calves. 8104, good little Char bull calf. But anyways, that's our plan. We're gonna try to utilize my 50 acres of farm ground for our cows, and by doing that, planting triticale, we're able to really maximize you know, more grazing, quote unquote. Yeah, you have to plant it, but if we can go from grass, make them pairs straight to triticale, feed a little bit in the meantime, that's going to be huge for my operation. And one thing also with all the alfalfa we're putting out is these calves are getting a little poopy. Not scary, but just getting some runny poop. And we want that, because once these cows get on triticale, they're going to start milking insane. So I want to get their stomachs up to speed and ready to go, so when they go on triticale, they're not just going to bloat up, or they're going to have insane scours, and they're going to be hard to catch on that. So that's kind of where we're at. Here's my daughter's cow, my youngest daughter Prairie, and her little heifer calf. The other white cows over there, that's Willa's, my 3-year-old, and her mom's name is Wilma, and the calf's name is Grass. No, Hay Bale. It's Hay Bale. So we got all sorts of fun stuff going on. Let's run back up to the house. I'll show you the corral before we end things up here. All right, guys, so as we're walking to the corral, I figured, well, I might try to sell someone my trailer. So as many of you know, I buy older stock trailers, fix them up, grease wheel bearings, paint, tires, full floor, lights, etc. And I just got done with this trailer. I have it on Facebook Marketplace right now. I'm asking $4,000 for it. It's a really nice stock trailer, 20 foot by 6.5. You know, the door has a little bit of damage there. I didn't put new tires on it. I think the tires are in decent enough shape to hold air, and painted the inside black, has floor mats, good floor underneath. Guys, it's actually a pretty nice little trailer. So if you're interested, give me a call. I'll put my number right here, so you guys can potentially maybe buy a trailer from the Hidden Spring Ranch. Anyways, guys, we unloaded a load of alfalfa yesterday and feed bales. There's some of the alfalfa. second cutting. Like I said, we got it really cheap, and so I was pretty happy with the price. So I can't complain. All right, guys, I talked about our Jefferson bull. So he will be 2 years old this coming January. Bought him from the Larson Ranch, guys. Really nice bull. Hoping to have good calves out of him. All of our spring cows will be out of him. I'll pop up his EPD chart right here. Anyways, he's a little stud muffin. He's been getting just grass hay, little alfalfa as well. Our plan was to turn bulls out today, semen check today at the vet, but I just can't get my trailer in here to load them up. Can't get it Scott. So we just went ahead and said, instead of doing a September 1st turnout, which would be turning them out tomorrow, we're gonna wait till probably Monday or Tuesday. So we might have a September 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere in there. I just wanna be earlier. And that's one thing why we're feeding these cows so good, is because this dang camera, hopefully it's not blurry for you guys, because when we got these cows 3 years ago, they started calving October 20th. 2 years ago, we moved it down to October, I think 10th. Last year, September 15th. We're trying to get to September 1st. We had all of our calves, except I think 5 in the first cycle. So I was very pleased with that. We have a lot of older calves, so hopefully these cows will start to breed back pretty fairly quickly. Anyways, guys, we're here at the corral. It's a little muddy, so let me try not to fall down, but I'll give you guys kind of a tour of what we got going on here. All right, guys, so if you're new or if you're not new, there's our gate to bring them in. I'm gonna have a wing coming out here. This is a little 3-acre pasture. We have 2 cows that haven't calved yet. I think one's open. And our Simmental cow I bought last year, kind of a piece of crap cow, but hopefully she has her calf. She's real heavy bred. We got them in there with our horse, and so we're just letting them kind of graze it down. Not really hurting nothing. But anyways, what they're gonna do, guys, is they're gonna come through this gate and they're gonna run straight through here, and I have a big gate right here. I need to fix these panels a little bit, but what we got so far is we just got 2 chains. We chain it back up because I want to keep everything the way it's supposed to be. And coming into the catch pin, guys, this catch pin, let me try to fix this camera real quick. This catch pin is 2040 54 by 2040 it's 54 by 60. It's a nice little pen to where we can have probably, you could probably fit 100 pair in here. It'd be tight, but we fit 50 pair in here. Our fall cows, no issues. And so what we do, guys, in here is we can sort the cows from calves. And coming this way, we have an alley, which is a 60 by 14 alley, guys. This alley helps us be able to sort, and eventually I'd like to put another gate right here, somewhere in here, and have an alley to where we can sort into if we want to. But here's the real meat and potatoes of the corral, guys. There's a few things I wish I would have done different, but once you start building a corral, you always want to do something different. And so I am pleased with the way it looks now. Now it's just the fact of fine-tuning it and getting it to the exact way that's going to work good. So what we do, guys, is once we have everything split off, or say we're going to work the cows, we can get 8 or 10 in here. You can bring 3 or 4 into this bud box here, and what you do is you close the gate behind them, and the cows will usually go to that corner. I'm going to put something solid there and on this gate eventually. Once I come through here, guys, I'm just going to come around. Those cows are going to funnel right down the alleyway right here because it's the only opening. Once I get on the opening, I want to get a slider gate here eventually. I have a few things I want to do, but and then I also want to put something solid like some sheet metal across there so they don't hit themselves on some of this kind of hard pieces. But we have cross beams across all the top, as you can tell here. Let me come through here before I fall. And we have 2 7/8 pipe, 3 of them in the middle, I think every 4 foot, and then 2 big 4-inch pipes there. What this gate's gonna be, guys, if we ever need to ship cattle, I'm gonna have a semi loadout right here facing this way. So you'll push that gate against that, it'll stay, or you'll chain it, and the cows will just funnel. Instead of going to the corral, they can funnel up to the semi. I think it'll work good. And then once again, guys, we have the arrow clip here. My buddy's gonna come build a palpation cage. So this will be up a little ways. And what I like about this, guys, is I built a little alleyway. What this alleyway is gonna do is when we were preg checking our springs, the open cows can go into that pen, and then the cows that are pregnant, this gate opens up, can just run back out that first gate, head out to pasture, and they can stay another year on the ranch. So this gate, guys, will hinge to the arrow clip. The gate comes to about right here, but that palpation cage, I'll make it big enough to where I can push it there. That side will be open, just to be able to work cows, etc. And like I said, I'd like to have another alley or two there, but that just costs money, and unfortunately, this is all I could afford now. So this is all I'm gonna do. I made it as bare bones as possible so that I could afford it. Anyways, guys, we do have our chickens still, and they're laying, you know, enough eggs to feed the old fam and some of our friends. I did end up fixing these windows, make them see through, made a new door for them, put some plexiglass in this one so you can see. But yeah, anyways, they're just chickens, nothing too big, nothing too major. So guys, I hope this video treated you good. I know there's a lot of talking in it. As most of you know, I'm a talker. When I get on camera, I just like to explain stuff to you, because a lot of people ask me, how do you do this? How do you do that? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? And the only way to get that across is, yeah, you can show them, but you have to explain it to them. So that's kind of what I guess my channel is based off of, kind of explaining stuff. If you guys have questions, feel free to let me know. I'll try to answer them. With that being said, guys, my fingers are frozen, and I'm going inside. I'm gonna edit this video and post it right away so you guys can see it. Feel bad for all my loyal subscribers. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.